So the question is, which one is the better pocket camera? Is it the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P or is it the Insta360 Luna Ultra? In today's video, I'll give you my personal opinion on which one is the better choice. Now let's start with the cameras on both of these pocket cameras. Now we have 8K 30 frames per second maximum resolution on the Luna Ultra, whereas we have 4K 60 frames per second in normal regular mode on the Pocket 4P. When we get to slow motion, it's a little bit different, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, Luna Ultra has been recently updated because they had some issues with automatic camera settings when using ILOG, with some artificial, plasticky looking footage that was not pleasant to look at all. Happy to confirm that this has now been fixed, so Insta360 has been really supporting this camera as they should. On the Pocket 4P, we have no issues with any of the frame rates and the resolutions. Both cameras can produce really incredible looking shots, and I'll show you a quick comparison between the two. Now let's check out the quality of the Pocket 4P versus the Luna Ultra in 4K 30 frames per second in standard color profile or normal color profile. Those are the basic color profiles that pretty much anyone would be using when they first start out using this camera. So this is what you can expect. I'm purposely moving around so you can see my face illuminated from different sides and how it looks in normal color profile. Now, Luna Ultra can also shoot in 8K, so let me quickly just switch to that so we can see if it makes any difference to the image quality, and we'll continue with the test. Okay, so Luna Ultra is now filming in 8K 30 frames per second. I don't know if it will make any difference on your screen. Typically from my tests, I have noticed little to no difference between 4K and 8K, but depending on the lighting, maybe there will be a little bit of a difference, a little bit of sharpness, I don't know. By the way, I'm using all automatic camera settings for this test since I want to be as fair as possible to both cameras, so we can see how they adjust to lighting, how they adjust to white balance, to skin tones. And I've only set the sharpness to -2 on the Pocket 4P and to low on the Luna Ultra because this is something that makes a big difference. Now, of course, the next huge thing and biggest topic for both of these cameras is their flat color profiles. ILOG on the Luna Ultra and DLOG and DLOG 2 on the Pocket 4P. DLOG 2 is the one that can give you up to 17 stops of dynamic range on the Pocket 4P, but it's only available on the main lens. As soon as you start zooming in, you lose the ability to shoot in DLOG 2, which is a big bummer, so now you have to switch manually, by the way. The camera cannot switch for you, which is super annoying. You have to switch to DLOG, which is 14 stops of dynamic range, which is exactly the same thing that we have here on the Luna Ultra. So all the footage that you're seeing has been shot in either ILOG on the Luna Ultra or DLOG 2 on the Pocket 4P. When we start zooming in, we only have the choice for DLOG on the Pocket 4P, and the only edit I've done to this footage is to convert it to Rec 709 and add a little bit of sharpness as I shoot with -2 or low sharpness on both of these cameras, just so I can give them a fair treatment and not overpower one of them. Obviously, this is just the starting point. If you want to add your own creative look to your footage, you can add your LUTs, you can use my LUTs, which will be linked in the description, and you can do so much more with the footage. You'll be able to see what you can do with the footage if you go and watch my full reviews on both of these cameras. Both of them are already posted on my channel, but just for reference, both look great even when just converted to Rec 709. You might have a winner, and I'm very curious to see which one you prefer, even if it's just a Rec 709 conversion. Let me know down below. When it comes to zoom, I would say that there is a massive difference in the user experience when you want to zoom in. Luna Ultra has a built-in zoom button here with the joystick that you have, whereas on the Pocket 4P we have a zoom button which only goes between 1x and 3x. If you want to zoom further, you need to press a button here on the screen to make the joystick zoom, and then the zoom is kind of all over the place. You cannot go strictly to 6x, for example. It goes to 4.5, 4.8, and if you push it too much, it goes to 7, then you need to go back, but then it goes to 4. So you can never really hit exactly the number that you want. Whereas on the Luna Ultra, it's quite easy. You just press it a little bit harder once and it goes to that pre-selected value. So 1x, 3x, 6x, and 12x. For that, I have to say that the Luna Ultra is definitely the winner when it comes to the zoom. Now, when it comes to the quality of the zoom, both are great. And I still feel like people will be divided, thinking that one is better than the other. I will let you be the judge. For me personally, both are doing great. Another test that I want to conduct with both of these cameras is a tracking test in 3x zoom. So now I'm using the frame tap remote controller on the Pocket 4P and the remote controller with the screen on the Luna Ultra. So all we need to do is double tap on myself as a subject and the tracking should begin. Same goes for the Luna Ultra, and now we are in tracking mode. So let's see if both of these cameras will be able to keep me in the frame as I move around. So far so good. I'm not sure how smooth they are and whether one of them is smoother than the other in terms of how the camera moves around when I change direction. Let's do a little bit more. And they seem to be doing just fine. So that's great. Let's try more zoom and see whether the results will be better or worse. We are now in 6x zoom. And let me tell you, it wasn't very easy to get to 6x zoom on the Pocket 4P, as it doesn't have those incremental values easy to get to, because you can use the joystick to control the zoom, but you can easily pass through those exact numbers like 3x and 6x and 9x, for example. So it's not very easy to get to exactly 6x. I believe it might be at 5.9 right now or 6.1, I'm not too sure. But that's definitely a lot easier on the Luna Ultra, as it's really easy to just press the button once and it goes into those pre-selected numbers quite easily. Let's turn up a little bit the speed and let's see if they'll keep me in the frame. I believe they are. I'm not seeing anything on the screen because it's super bright, but from what I see on the cameras themselves, they are moving around with me, so they must keep me in the shot. Okay. Low light footage is another aspect that deserves our attention. Both of these cameras have great low light modes. On the Luna Ultra, it's called pure video, whereas on the Pocket 4P, it's called night mode. And for both of these modes, the cameras are kind of relying on their internal chipsets to use some noise reduction and apply some noise reduction, have some algorithms to clear out the footage and make it look great as it is without any editing whatsoever. Personally, I have to say that I was blown away by the quality of pure video mode on the Insta360 Luna Ultra, but when comparing it to the Pocket 4P, I was very happy and relieved to see that DJI is also doing some fantastic work when it comes to night mode. So both of these cameras will give you great results. You will see when comparing them directly in the same scene, the colors look a little bit different, the shadows look a little bit different, the exposure is treated differently by their algorithms. But for the most part, I would say that both of these cameras can give you great results and there is no clear winner here. Slow motion is another topic that I personally am interested in. On the Luna Ultra, we have 4K 120 frames per second slow-mo. Now, this is the highest frame rate that we can select unless we go down to 1080p, which we don't want to. On the Pocket 4P, we have 4K 240 frames per second, which is insane. However, there's a big caveat, that is that we only have normal color profile to use with the Pocket 4P. Now, if that's not a problem for you and you have sufficient lighting around, then that's great. The quality is fantastic. But for me personally, it takes me out of my workflow, as I don't want to have normal color profile shots mixed with some DLOG 2, for example, because obviously the colors, the exposure, and the dynamic range is very, very different. Even the sharpness is very different between normal color profile and DLOG 2. So I prefer to stick to the Luna Ultra for those shots, because they will give me exactly the same shots every single time, exactly the same color profile, whereas on the Pocket 4P, you lose that feature, which for me is a big difference. The next thing that I want to compare between those two cameras is their controls and features, because with the Luna Ultra, we have quite a few interesting features that I will talk about first, and then we'll get to the Pocket 4P. So first of all, with the Luna Ultra, you get this plastic case that you can easily put the camera in and just close it and make sure that both lenses will be protected here. Even if you smash it somewhere, it will get some protection. On top of that, you can put this with the handle, and the kit comes with a battery extension, which you don't get on the Pocket 4P. So you have a little bit more battery that you can squeeze out with this handle here if you put it on the Luna Ultra, and it doesn't really change the form factor that much. On top of that, you also have some space for ND filters here, or the wide angle lens, or whichever accessory you want. So you have some protection and some accessories that you can take with you. On the Pocket 4P, you have none of that. You get this carrying pouch, which doesn't have that much protection. Yes, of course, you can put some ND filters in the pockets of the pouch, but other than that, you have zero protection for the gimbal and for the lenses, which are protruding quite a bit and are quite exposed. So I'm always nervous about damaging this somewhere, and especially when I take both of these cameras, I just feel like I can toss this away somewhere and it's not going to be any problem. Whereas with the Pocket 4P, I feel like it's a lot more fragile, and I'm always just a little bit more stressed out about it. Besides that, there is no way not to mention the removable screen on the Luna Ultra, which is a game changer, as you can easily just twist it and the camera powers on. Now, that's a huge thing for creators who are looking to minimize the setup time of their cameras and just quickly get the shot. When I close it, the camera powers off. So that's another huge thing. I forgot to mention that this has a built-in microphone as well. So when you power on the camera, you can set it somewhere very far away and you can just talk to the remote like this, and you have a much better audio as opposed to just using no microphone at all. DJI has tried to combat this feature of the Luna Ultra by introducing this frame tap remote controller, which is okay, I would say. It's coming from the Osmo Mobile 8, but there is no way to attach it to the camera. You need to charge it separately. It comes with a proprietary cable. It's not USB-C, and it doesn't give you enough settings to tweak. So if you put your camera away and you are relying on this, you cannot change the ISO, you cannot change the shutter speed, the frame rate, the resolution. You can only use the joystick, start and stop recording, and adjust the zoom. So it's a little bit of a limitation, I would say. It doesn't give you full control as you have on the Luna Ultra. So for this, obviously, the Luna Ultra, I think, is the much clearer winner here. Now, something else that I forgot to mention is that if you want to use a tripod, for example, you need to have this handle here on the Pocket 4P and then screw in an additional tripod extension here, the tripod legs, and then you can use it like so. With the Luna Ultra, you have built-in tripod legs, which again, as a creator who is always on the move and trying to get different shots from different locations, you have built-in tripod legs where you can just simply put this on the ground and it will stay. Yes, of course, it's not the most stable tripod. This one is definitely more stable, but it's also another part that you need to take with you. You need to think about it and you need to remember to bring it. Even if you forget to bring your tripod, with the Luna Ultra, you have a backup here that is doing a fantastic job for the most part, unless it's really windy. So again, a little bit more of a creator thought has been put inside this product. The Luna Ultra also comes with ND filters straight with the kit of the Creator combo, whereas the Pocket 4P does not come with ND filters, which obviously are a must if you're shooting cinematic footage. And one last thing when it comes to usability of the camera, if you want to use your custom buttons on the DJI Pocket 4P, you can use them in horizontal orientation, but as soon as you switch to vertical, you don't have them anymore, they're covered. And DJI has tried to solve this by making this little C button here on the screen, but since the screen is so small, sometimes you cannot really press exactly there. So I've had some issues with, you know, locking my exposure or not pressing exactly where the C button is. And obviously then you also don't have the zoom button. So you only have your custom button here on the right side of the screen, which again is a small thing, but adds on to the whole experience. When it comes to built-in storage, the Pocket 4P has 103 gigabytes, whereas the Luna Ultra has only 47 gigabytes. And the transfer speeds of the Pocket 4P are pretty much double the ones of the Luna Ultra. So if you are going through a lot of footage, if you're transferring a lot of footage and you need a lot of internal storage, the Pocket 4P is the clear winner here. Now, overall thoughts after using the Pocket 4P for about 2 months and the Luna Ultra for about a month or a month and a half, I can confidently say that both of these cameras are amazing. Now, they do have their limitations in terms of frame rate, colors, zoom, how much you can zoom, zoom quality, how you can actually get to that zoom level, what accessories you can have, the price. There's so many different ways to go about these cameras to really pick a winner. So it's important for you to decide which features and what matters to you the most. For me as a creator, what matters the most is getting those shots easily and conveniently and being able to rely on the camera that it will give me what I personally need. So even though I'm a huge fan of the Pocket 4P and the quality is just nuts, I think personally that DLOG 2 easily beats ILOG on the Luna Ultra. I would still pick the Luna Ultra as the overall winner for my personal use case, even though I'm a huge fan of the best quality possible. Just so I can get to that quality, sometimes I feel like I'm jumping through a lot of hoops to get to that quality, whereas with the Luna Ultra, yes, it might be just a tiny bit worse, but I can easily get it. And the fact that I can get it in a matter of seconds without any tweaking of the settings, whereas here I need to go through a lot of things to change. I need to remove this to put my ND filter, whereas here they're magnetic. There are so many little things. I must stress this. It's very important to understand those are little things. Both cameras are absolutely fantastic and they will blow you away when you try them out yourself. So those little things can really point you towards one of the camera or the other camera. So they're not huge things. They're not like, this is a deal breaker, I'm not going to use this camera because it sucks. No, both cameras are fantastic. But for me personally, those little things are just pushing me towards the Luna Ultra a little bit more because I have used them extensively for large amounts of time, going from one location to another, using them side by side, and just seeing that one of them is easier to use and gives me better, more consistent results. For me, this is what matters a bit more at the moment. Now, I'll link them down below if you want to check those out and get them through my affiliate links. That will be highly appreciated. My LUTs are also linked down below. They work great with both ILOG and DLOG 2. Feel free to check them out if you're looking for a quick way to spice up your footage without working on it for too long. But that's pretty much it from today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did by clicking on the like button and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. I'll see you in the next one very soon. Ciao.